Hello, guys, and welcome back to the EPL prediction pod. This is Amir, this is Hussein, and we're going to be predicting week 8 of the Premier League action. And we're going to get started with Brighton against Burnley. Hussein, Brighton is at home against Burnley. Who have you got?
I've got Brighton winning 3-1. Okay, and I just feel they need a win desperately, and they're playing good attacking stuff, not getting the returns. I keep saying this every week, but I feel confident that they'll win against Burnley.
Okay, so
3-1.
I've gone with a win for Brighton as well, but just a 1-0 win. They have some problems with Mope, and he didn't start the last game because of some problems. So I think they'll have trouble scoring some goals, but they'll still be the better team, and Burnley just can't score.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go with a 1-0 win for Brighton.
yeah,
And
and a short fantasy tip here that if Mope is not playing, Trossard is playing up front, out of position. So that can be a good buy.
yeah, I agree. And another fantasy tip is start your Brighton defenders, your Brighton goalkeepers, because Burnley have trouble scoring. They've
Yeah.
scored, I think, like in 2 games since I think 2 or 1 game. I think they've scored since in the season has started. Mostly,
Yeah.
Burnley are giving clean sheets away to the other team. We'll go for
Yeah.
Mohsin's results. Mohsin gone for a 2-0 win for Brighton as well. Okay.
Okay.
Then up next is Southampton versus Newcastle. This one gets a little dicey for me because Ings might not be fit for this. I think he is injured for this one, but I'm still going
Yeah.
to go
He is
with a.
injured for 8 weeks.
He's injured for 8 weeks, so yeah,
8 weeks,
fantasy tip: remove
yeah.
Danny Ings.
Remove
Also,
Ings.
but still, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Southampton here because they've won 4 out of their last 5 games. Their fifth game was a draw against Chelsea. They're in really, really good form, but Newcastle are a tough team to beat. I don't feel comfortable taking this one, but just going to go with the form team here and
Yeah.
2-1, and that's it.
So I had gone for a 2-1 win also for Southampton, but now that Ings is injured, I don't know how they'll cope. I think I'll go for a 1-1 draw here. Newcastle will get a draw here.
It's quite possible. And Mohsin's
Yeah.
gone for a 3-0 win for Southampton.
Southampton. Okay.
Okay, but I wanted to ask with regards to fantasy at like 5.9 million, James Ward-Prowse. He's given 40 points. He's like the fifth highest midfielder in terms of points in the fantasy
Yeah.
season right now. Just 1 point less than Mane. Do you go for him at 5.9, or is it like short-term gains because of just one good match against Aston Villa?
Actually, Ward-Prowse does this every season. He gets these bursts of goals and assists, and then for 10 matches he does nothing. So I would stay away. I wouldn't. I wouldn't jump on that bandwagon.
Okay. Then up next is Everton at home against Manchester United. Uh, who have you got?
So again, I had a 2-1 Man United and Everton win, but I'm going to change this prediction and go for a 1-1 draw. I don't think Man United can lose 3-4 matches in a row. It's just law of averages. I think they'll come back and at least get a point against Everton. Everton are a little weak. They don't have a lot of players. They don't have Richarlison. They don't have Digne also, I think. Coleman last time didn't play. So I think Man United will get a 1-1 draw here.
So I think with regards to that, Richarlison is out, I think, but Digne will be back because he just
Yeah,
got a one-match
but
suspension, so he should be back for
we
Manchester
don't know
United.
about Coleman also. What's
Yeah,
happening
we don't
there?
know about Coleman, and we don't know about James also if James is going to be fully
Hammers
fit.
also, yes.
And that's why I'm going for a 2-1 win for Manchester United because Ole is backed against the wall, and if this is a loss, I think he's gonna
Yeah,
because all the rumors are suggesting they have Pochettino lined up. But that's the thing with Ole, like whenever his back has been against the wall, he's come up with a win.
yeah,
Okay, like he was almost as good as gone last season. He came up with the results, and it's hard to predict Manchester United. One week they're beating Paris Saint-Germain and Red Bull Leipzig like they're the best team in Europe, and then the next week they're losing to Arsenal, failing to create any chances, and then they're losing to Istanbul Basaksehir. I don't know what is happening, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with Ole's track record here. Like when his back is against the wall, he comes up with a win, and this team
yeah.
is playing for him. I feel they do play for him.
Yeah, there's. I don't think there's any rift in the dressing room or something.
Yeah.
Uh, I just think he got Istanbul tactically wrong, and he got unlucky with Arsenal. They set up for a draw, and Pogba did something stupid, and Arsenal got a win. Otherwise, both teams didn't create much that day.
Yeah, that's what. So I'm looking at Everton's weekend lineup, and Manu's backs are against the wall. I'm gonna go
Hmm.
for a Manu win here. Mohsin's gone for a Manchester United win as well. He's going for a 2-0 win for Manchester United. The fantasy question here is Are you selling James Rodriguez or are you still holding on to it?
So I held on to him, but now that you ask, I feel it's a mistake. There are a lot of players to be taken in that bracket. There's Grealish, which is a must buy. Now Ziyech has come up, so yeah, maybe you can let him go. Everton uh, are not scoring 3-4 goals like how they were scoring in the start of the season. Plus, they don't have Richarlison again, which is a big factor. A lot of goals was coming from there. Either the second last pass or the last pass was Richarlison always. So yeah, it's a good thought. You can remove him if you want.
Yeah, I didn't remove him, but I'm regretting it now. I didn't want to take
Yeah,
another
even I am regretting
-4.
because I already made my changes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think James Rodriguez, this was a good time to sell him because he's
Yep.
changed his price. He's got you some money. It was the right
Yeah,
time to sell.
we could
Sell
have
high.
cashed in.
You could have cashed in exactly. Up next is Crystal Palace at home against Leeds. I think both teams are in sketchy form. It's hard
Yeah.
to find trends when they are, they get a win
Yep.
and they get a loss. It's when you expect them to win, they take a loss. When you expect them to lose, they get a win.
Yeah.
So I think the safe pick is to go with a draw here. I've gone for a 1-1 draw with. I think it's time to sell Zaha now.
Yes, yes, 100%. Zaha is there. If it is time to sell Hammers, then there's definitely time to sell Zaha
Yeah,
because Zaha is not doing much. Crystal Palace as a whole is not doing much. They just got that big win against Man United, and people got carried away. But other than that, they haven't done much. I have also gone for a 1-1 draw, but the trend shows that these teams don't draw. Crystal Palace and Leeds, they don't draw. It's a result either way. It's pretty much against everything they do. It's either a win or a loss, but I can't pick who's going to win, so I just went for a draw.
that's exactly my thought process. I cannot pick
Yeah,
who will win, so I'm just gone for a draw here. But
yeah.
Mohsin's picked a side. He's gone for a 2-0 win for Leeds United.
Ooh,
So we both seem to be in trouble now.
screwed.
Yeah. Then up next is Chelsea against Sheffield. Chelsea are at home. Who do you have?
Chelsea against Sheffield. Oh, I have a one-sided Chelsea win, 4-0 Chelsea. Pick all Chelsea defenders because even Sheffield are not scoring goals. And Chilwell, I forgot to say this before, but Chilwell is playing amazing. He has underlying stats of Arnold of last season. He has so many touches in the box, so many crosses. Oof, he's playing amazing. Chilwell is a must-have.
Okay, so I've gone for a 3-0 win for Chelsea as well. Mendy hasn't conceded in his three starts in the
Yeah,
Premier League. He hasn't conceded in his three starts in the Champions League.
Champions League. Yeah,
And Sheffield have lost every game away from home since the start of this season. I think it should be
yeah.
a very straightforward win for
Australia.
Chelsea. Start your Chelsea defenders for sure. Whoever you have, if you have Mendy,
Yep.
if you have your centre backs, left backs, whoever you have to start them. But the fantasy question here is: should you be buying Ziyech after his performance last week?
Yeah, Havertz has got COVID also, so he will be pretty much a fixed starter at least for 2-3 weeks. In that much time, he can cement his position. He'll be undroppable, I feel. In the next 3 weeks, if he continues his form, Pulisic and Havertz might not be able to take his position. So yes, he's a good buy, very good buy. And
So
Chelsea score a lot of goals. Something or the other you will get from that Chelsea attack.
totally agree with you. I would be looking to put Ziyech into my team in the coming weeks. Then
Yeah,
up
I
next,
have taken Werner also because Werner has come on penalties and they're getting penalties for fun. So yeah, I've taken Werner in my team this time.
okay, and Mohsen's gone for a 3-1 win for Chelsea here. He expects them to concede. Then up next is West Ham against Fulham. Who do you have?
3-0 West Ham, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but West Ham are playing amazing football. I don't see how Fulham will be troubling them. Yeah, Cresswell is another good buy there.
Okay, I think any West Ham defender against Fulham because even I've gone for a
Yeah,
2-0 win for West
yeah,
Ham. I think they should be comfortable. West Ham, who haven't won away from, they have gotten a draw away from home, but they haven't won away from home all season. West Ham at home should be comfortable. They're in really good
hmm.
form. They're playing good football. Getting unlucky with the results, I feel some. But yeah, they should be comfortable, and I would be looking to start. If you have any West Ham defenders in your team, should be looking to start them.
Yeah. But what is the Antonio situation over here?
Antonio is not available, not this week. I think he
Not
comes back
available.
after the international break. And Mohsin's gone for a 3-1 win for West Ham here. So all three of us have West
Yeah.
Ham wins over here. Then up next is West Brom against Spurs. I think it's hard to pick against Spurs here. West Brom are struggling for form, and Spurs have won all three away games this season. They're better. They're
Yep.
actually better away from home than at home.
Yep.
Uh, and they have Kane and Son. I think West Ham will struggle to cope with them.
Counter-attacking geniuses. They
Yes,
just sit back, they soak the pressure, and they counter in like 5 seconds or something. So
it's really working.
Kane
Whatever
has
they're
to be
doing, it's
captain. Kane
working.
has to be captain this week.
Yeah,
You have to captain him. Yep.
Kane is Kane is my captain this week. We can go
Yeah.
with
So
Son as well
I've got.
because it they alternate in between each other. Like Kane assists, Son
Yeah.
scores, Son assists, Kane
Yeah.
scores.
Yeah.
So yeah, who do you have here?
3-0 Spurs win.
Okay, you've gone for 3-0. Mohsin's gone for a 3-0 as well.
Okay.
Then up next is Leicester at home against Wolves. Who do you have?
I think both are going to cancel each other out. Both are really good teams on their day. I've gone for a high scoring 2-2 win.
You've gone for
2-2 draw. Sorry. 2-2
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
Yeah.
I've gone for a draw as well. I've gone for a 1-1 draw here. I think last year
Okay.
both matches between these teams were nil-nil.
Hmm.
Maybe Leicester might struggle because they've been playing midweek for 3 weeks now, while Wolves have been
Yeah.
resting. They might struggle, but the draw seems more likely considering last year's record and the quality of those teams.
Yeah.
And Mohsin's gone for a 1-1 draw as well. But the question
Okay.
in fantasy is Werner or Vardy? Because you mentioned Werner taking Werner. Was Werner is
Yeah.
9.3 million. He's giving
Yeah.
36 points. He's given 36 points all through this
Yeah.
season. Vardy is 10 million, a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But he's given 55 points this season. I think after Kane, he's been the best striker in the league this season.
But Werner becomes your differential, instant differential, till people start getting on the bandwagon. I think Vardy guys are not going to change. The people who have Vardy are not going to remove Vardy ever. Uh, Taking Vardy right now, you're not going to gain any points on them. So if you want to climb the ladder, you have to go for a Werner who's cheaper also, and I think he's really hit form everywhere. He's taking penalties also now. Chelsea is scoring more goals. Yeah, I would go for Werner.
Okay. I think I would stick with Vardy right now
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
if you
saw him.
have Vardy, you have to
Yeah,
stick with him.
you have to
But
stick with because
taking Vardy is difficult now.
the form he is in, like he completely
Yeah.
outplayed Leeds, man. What a
Yeah.
performance that was against Leeds. Then,
One man
uh,
army, yes.
then up next is City at home against Liverpool. I think City normally do well against Liverpool at home, and
Yeah.
Pool have injuries to deal with. I think Allison is back, but Van Dijk is still out, and
Yeah.
Fabinho is also out. I don't think Fabinho is going to make this match. And
Hmm.
City, the last I think 2 seasons they have beaten Pool at home, so I'm going to go with a City win here. A 2-1 win for City.
Yep. I had gone for a 1-1 draw. I was contemplating about this last night. I think I'll stick to it. I think Liverpool will at least get a draw out of this one. They're playing still better football than City. I don't see City doing much except that KDB is back now, who should be dropped in fantasy normally. He's playing good football, but he's not worth that price tag right now. You can't afford a 12 million plus player in your team who's just giving you an assist here and there. He has to be captain material at least. That you're expecting him that once I make him captain, I'll leapfrog everybody else. So
Hmm.
that's not the KDB we are getting this year. They're struggling up front. Also, Sterling is doing nothing in fantasy. He's doing nothing for me. So, but he's playing good football. It's tough. It's tough. I think they'll cancel each other out again. It's going to be
I
checkmate.
think
One
I
one
think
draw.
Jesus is back. The only thing I feel in my prediction is Liverpool set up for a draw. If Liverpool
Yeah.
come here sitting for a draw, I
Yeah.
think they can easily get it. They have the system to do it. But if Liverpool
Exactly.
come here to play for a win, I feel City can win against them. I think Jesus is also back, so I don't think Sterling will start up front. I think Sterling will go back to his wing position.
But
But
tactically, I don't know why Liverpool will go for it. They're comfortable on top. They will go for a draw away from home. They're going to set up for a draw. They're not going to set up for a win.
okay, so do you also feel that way? And Mohsin's also gone for a draw here, 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
So I'm the odd one out here. I don't feel good about it. Up next is Arsenal at home against Aston Villa. Uh, Aston Villa are in a mini slump. They've gone back to back losses, and Arsenal are at home, and they're coming after a big win against Manchester United.
Man,
So I'll go with an Arsenal win here with a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
Yeah, so I've gone for a 1-0 win. I think they're playing pretty compact football. They're initially playing not to lose, and then they go and they get a goal here and there. So I think they can get a clean sheet against Aston Villa this week. Gone for a 1-0 win for Arsenal.
Okay, and Mohsin's gone for a 2-0 win for Arsenal.
Yeah.
But the question here is Jack Grealish, because Jack Grealish at 7.3 million, I think he's a must-have now. You have to have him
Must
because
have.
if you don't have him, you are losing to everybody who has Jack Grealish.
Yes. Yeah.
He goes off for like 16 points in a match. He's done it
Yeah.
like twice, I think now.
And the main thing about Grealish is that he doesn't hurt your team in other areas. It's just a simple 7.3 buy. You're not investing too much money in him, but if you're not having him, you're losing 15 points in a game. That's too much. Even if Aston Villa lose, Grealish is giving you the points. He's giving you the goals and the assists, even in a loss. So their results have nothing to do with his form that way. So yeah, I agree. Grealish has to be a must have in fantasy.
Okay. So I think that about wraps it up for this week. We'll do a recap for last week
Last
now.
week,
Last week there was Wolves against Crystal Palace. Mohsen, oh, you're already happy. You know the results. Mohsen went for a draw. Both of us went for a Wolves win. Wolves
yeah,
won. Sheffield United against City. All of us had City winning. City won. Burnley against Chelsea. All of us had a Chelsea win. Chelsea won. Liverpool against West Ham United. Both of you and Mohsen had a Liverpool win. I went for a draw. Liverpool won. Aston Villa against Southampton. Both of you had Southampton winning. I went for a draw. Southampton won. Newcastle against Everton. All of us had Everton winning. This one didn't go well. Then Manchester United versus Arsenal. Mohsen had a United win. Both of us had a draw. Arsenal won. Then Tottenham against Brighton. All of us had Tottenham winning. They won duly. Fulham against West Brom. All of us had a draw. It didn't happen. West Brom just couldn't show up. Leeds versus Leicester. There were two draws. Both of you had a draw, and I had a Leeds win, and Leicester won quite comfortably over there. So the scoreboard looks like this. Mohsen's got 160 points. I have 130 points, and you have 145 points. So I'm pretty much out of
yeah.
it by now. Uh, but I still think I have some chances.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Never mind
It's a
about that.
long, long season. It's a long season.
So if you liked our predictions, do like, share, and subscribe. If you think you can do better than us, let us know in the comments. And what else? Hussein, where's the guest predictor? We were supposed to have a guest
Uh,
lined
he,
up.
he can only criticize us. He doesn't want to show up and put his ass on the line. But hopefully by next week we'll get him on board.
Such losers guest predictors you have. Okay, so we'll see you next week with our predictions and the recap and the news scoreboard. Okay,
Yeah.
bye bye. Take
Bye
care.
bye.